Thousands of Muslims gathered at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque compound to hold prayers overnight to mark Laylat al-Qadr. For many Muslims, Laylat al-Qadr, which translates to Night of Power, is an opportunity to enhance willpower and begin a journey of spiritual growth through prayer. Worshippers crowded the narrow lanes leading to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in the heart of the old city of Jerusalem, home to the third holiest shrine to Muslims, known to Jews as Temple Mount. Meanwhile, protests continue across the world against Israel's offensive in Gaza, which has killed over 33,000 Palestinians, according to the enclave's health authorities. Hundreds of Jordanians and Palestinians continue to rally near the Israeli embassy in Amman for the second week in support of Palestinians in Gaza. The Israeli embassy, where protesters gather daily, has long been a flashpoint of anti-Israel protests at times of turmoil in Gaza. In Poland, there was a small protest outside the foreign ministry in Warsaw, just as Israel's ambassador was apologizing for an Israeli airstrike that killed a Polish aid worker in Gaza this week.
Aby konwoje humanitarne, pracownicy humanitarni byli zabijani. Mamy w tym momencie w strefie Gazy około 42 000.
Demonstrators marched through central London as pro-Palestinian groups around the world marked Al-Quds Day. Al-Quds Day is an annual pro-Palestinian event held on the last Friday of the Muslim fasting month of Ramadan. The demonstrators were met by pro-Israeli counter-protesters when passing near Parliament. In Pakistan, around 3,000 men, women and children marched through the city of Karachi. Farther north, over 2,000 people demonstrated in Pakistan's capital Islamabad, and smaller rallies were held in other cities like Quetta in Balochistan province. Hundreds of people in Istanbul held a symbolic funeral prayer for Palestinians killed in Israel's 6-month war on Hamas in Gaza outside Fatih Mosque on Al-Quds Day. The demonstrators then marched to a park in the city. The protesters urged the Turkish government to stop trading with Israel and Azerbaijan to stop selling oil. Crowds marched in Iraq's capital, Baghdad, marking the annual Al-Quds Day. Demonstrators held flags and signs in support of Palestinians and in opposition to Israel and the U.S. Thousands of Yemenis, including Houthi supporters, marched to mark Al-Quds in Sana'a. Indian Muslims held protests in solidarity with Palestinians in eastern Kolkata city. Members of student Islamic organization took to the streets and raised slogans against Israel for committing atrocities on Palestinians. The protesters called on Indians to boycott Israeli goods and unite to pray for peace in the world. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.